Days of Our Lives felt an emotionally layered tribute to John Black while simultaneously planting the seeds for major character revelations and evolving relationships. The June 11th episode carries forward the heavy grief of Salem's community while introducing new drama, complex emotions, and surprise encounters that promise to reshape relationships. As the town continues to mourn the loss of John Black, the emotional weight of the funeral carries over into new and poignant scenes. Marlena Evans, John's beloved wife, prepares to address the crowd determined to honor John's memory with a heartfelt tribute. Marlena reflects on their extraordinary love story, one that survived decades of turmoil, danger, and separation. Her words are sure to strike a powerful chord as she shares how John's courage, devotion, and unwavering love will forever remain in her heart. Though John is gone, Marlena's enduring love for him lives on. A comforting message for viewers who have followed their iconic romance for decades. Meanwhile, outside the church, Johnny DiMera finds himself lost in thought, weighed down by complex emotions. Seeking solace, he turns to Chanel Dupree DiMera, his confidant and wife. Johnny opens up about the heaviness in his heart, feelings that the funeral has stirred. For Johnny, the event is a stark reminder of life's brevity and unresolved emotional wounds. Viewers are left wondering if Johnny's pain is connected to his strained relationship with his father, E.J. DiMera. Could he be regretting the time lost and opportunities missed to reconcile? Or could his turmoil be tied to a more immediate fear? The uncertain future surrounding Tate Black and Sophia Choi's baby and Johnny's own decision not to adopt the child? Chanel may broach the subject of adoption again, sensing Johnny's conflict. His hesitation could stem from a fear of not being ready for fatherhood or concern over past mistakes catching up with him, particularly if he suspects Rachel Black witnessed him with a weapon on the night EJ was shot. Regardless of the source of his anxiety, one thing is clear. Johnny's emotional burden is growing, and his conversation with Chanel is bound to reveal truths he's been suppressing. For longtime viewers, this storyline offers a meaningful exploration of regret, responsibility, and redemption, timeless themes that deeply resonate with those who have weathered their own life journeys. Back at the funeral, another unexpected and powerful moment unfolds when Brady defies doctors' orders and leaves his recovery facility. Despite still healing, Bo's determination to attend the funeral of the man who saved his life speaks volumes about his character. Accompanied by Brady, Bo arrives in time to embrace Marlena and express his deep gratitude both privately and publicly. Bo's presence is a dramatic and heartfelt surprise, reinforcing the importance of loyalty and respect among Salem's legacy characters. His decision to risk his health to honor John highlights the unbreakable bond between these iconic figures, and his gratitude is a touching tribute to John's final act of heroism. Meanwhile, Sean Brady proves once again that family comes first. Though his relationship with Belle Black has ended in divorce, Sean remains deeply committed to her well-being. As Belle struggles with the immense grief of losing her father, Sean quietly steps in to comfort her, offering a reassuring presence when she needs it most. Their shared history, marked by both joy and heartbreak, is palpable in these moments. Even as ex-spouses, their connection endures, reminding viewers that love can evolve and remain meaningful even when relationships change. As Belle leans on Sean, the pain of recent years gives way, at least briefly, to a sense of comfort and mutual understanding. Viewers are left wondering, could this tragedy be the spark that eventually rekindles their bond? Or is it simply a quiet reminder of the ways in which love and support transcend the labels of husband and wife? These deeply emotional developments continue to highlight what makes Days of Our Lives such a beloved institution. The show doesn't merely follow plot lines. It invites viewers into the hearts of its characters. Whether it's a widow finding strength in memories, a son grappling with regret, a couple redefining love after loss, or a man risking everything to say goodbye to a friend, the stories unfolding in Salem speak to the soul. And as these scenes play out, another narrative quietly simmers in the background, the evolving mystery of Kat Green's new role. Her presence at the funeral and her subtle interactions hint at a deeper story still waiting to be told. As the characters in Salem mourn and rebuild, Kat's own journey may be just beginning, adding yet another layer to the emotional and dramatic richness of Days of Our Lives. Hashtag a farewell to John, a Days of Our Lives tribute in the quiet town of Salem where hearts are as intertwined as the roots of ancient oaks. A somber day unfolded on Tuesday, June 10, 2025. The air was heavy with grief as the beloved John Black, a man whose courage and loyalty had touched countless lives, was laid to rest. His passing marked the end of an era, leaving behind a legacy that would forever echo in the hearts of his family, friends, and the community that adored him. The funeral, held in a serene garden bathed in soft sunlight, was a poignant gathering of those who loved him most, each grappling with the weight of their loss in their own way. This was not just a farewell but a celebration of a life lived with honor, love, and unwavering devotion. Hashtag a gathering of love and lost. The garden, adorned with white roses and framed by towering elms, was a fitting setting for such a solemn occasion. Rows of chairs were filled with familiar faces, their eyes glistening with unshed tears. The soft hum of distant birdsong mingled with the quiet sobs of those who had come to pay their respects. At the center of it all stood a large framed photograph of John, his warm smile radiating the strength and kindness that had defined him. Beside it rested a simple urn, a humble vessel for a man who had lived so grandly. Brady, John's longtime friend and confidant, stood near the entrance, his face etched with disbelief. He had only just learned of John's passing, the news hitting him like a tidal wave. Bo's broad shoulders slumped as he greeted arriving mourners, his voice low and strained. "I can't believe he's gone," he murmured to himself, the words barely audible. For Bo, John had been more than a friend. He was a brother, a partner in countless adventures, and a steady hand in the storms of life. Across the garden, Chanel Dupree and Tate Black, John's grandson, stood beneath a willow tree, their voices soft as they spoke of the man they both admired. Chanel, her eyes red from crying, asked Tate about the adoption process he and his partner had been navigating. Tate sighed, running a hand through his dark hair. "We haven't found anyone yet," he admitted, his voice tinged with frustration. "Time's running out and it's starting to feel impossible." Chanel placed a gentle hand on his arm, her touch a reminder of the strength John had always instilled in those around him. "He'd tell you to keep going," she said softly. "John never gave up on anything or anyone." Tate nodded, his jaw tightening as he fought back tears. Nearby, Johnny DiMera adjusted a small camera on a tripod, ensuring the live stream was ready for those who couldn't attend in person. Marlena Evans, John's devoted wife, approached him, her elegant frame wrapped in a simple black dress. Her eyes, though filled with sorrow, held a quiet strength. "Thank you for setting this up, Johnny," she said, her voice warm despite the pain. She hesitated, then added, "Is everything all right between you and your father?" Johnny's expression tightened, his gaze drifting to the horizon. "Not today, Grandma," he replied firmly. "Today is about John, a good man, an honorable man." Marlena nodded, respecting his boundaries, though her heart ached for the unspoken tensions that lingered. Hashtag memories. By the urn at the heart of the garden, near John's photograph and urn, Steve Johnson and Abe Carver stood together, their faces lined with the weight of shared memories. Steve, his one good eye misty with emotion, gestured to the photo. "Look at that grin," he said, a faint smile breaking through his grief. "That's the John I'll always remember. Ready for anything, no matter how crazy the plan." Abe chuckled softly, his deep voice resonating with warmth. "He was the guy you wanted in your corner, no question. There wasn't a single time I didn't trust him to have my back." The two men reminisced about their adventures with John, missions that had taken them across continents, moments of danger where John's quick thinking had saved the day, and quiet nights where his loyalty had been their anchor. "He was larger than life," Steve said, his voice breaking. "But he never acted like it. He was just John." Abe nodded, placing a hand on Steve's shoulder. "And he loved this town. Loved us. That's what made him special." As they spoke, Shane Donovan joined them, his presence a reminder of John's storied career with the ICE. The three men stood in a quiet triangle, their shared history with John binding them together. Shane's voice was steady but thick with emotion. "John was a hero in every sense of the word," he said. "Not just because of the missions, but because of how he lived. He never left anyone behind." Hashtag a heartfelt farewell begins. Eric Brady, John's stepson and a pillar of calm amidst the storm of grief, stepped forward to signal the start of the service. His voice, gentle yet commanding, carried across the garden. "It's time," he said simply. But before he could continue, a heart-wrenching cry broke the silence. Rachel Black, John's young granddaughter, clung to her father, Brady, her small frame shaking with sobs. "I'm not ready to say goodbye," she wailed, her voice piercing the hearts of everyone present. Marlena knelt beside Rachel, her own tears falling as she pressed a worn Mickey Mantle baseball card into the girl's trembling hands. "This was your Grandpa John's," she whispered. "He loved this card. Whenever you miss him, hold it tight and he'll be right there with you." Rachel clutched the card to her chest, but her sobs only grew louder. Brady, his own eyes brimming with tears, prepared to take her home, but Tate and Ari Horton stepped forward. "We've got her, Dad," Tate said softly, his arm around Rachel's shoulders. Ari nodded, her own grief tempered by her desire to help. Together, they guided Rachel away, their youth a stark contrast to the weight of their responsibility. Brady took a deep, shuddering breath and joined Marlena, Belle, and Carrie in the front row. The four of them, bound by their love for John, sat close, their hands clasped tightly. Eric began the service with a prayer, his words a soothing balm for the wounded hearts around him. "We gather today to honor John Black," he said, his voice steady. "He will go to his eternal home, welcomed by Sean, Caroline, and all those who loved him before us." In the back, Kate Roberts sat beside Roman Brady, their hands entwined as Eric read a passage about courage, devotion, and love, qualities John had embodied in abundance. "Greater love has no one than this," Eric quoted, "that he laid down his life for his friends." The words hung in the air, a testament to John's final act of heroism, saving a man he considered a brother. Sean Brady slipped into the last available seat, his arrival unnoticed by most. Belle, seated near the front, caught his eye and wiped her tear-stained face. Sean offered a soft, encouraging smile, a silent promise that they would navigate this loss together. ## tributes to a hero. The service continued with Brady stepping forward to sing Amazing Grace. His voice raw and trembling but filled with love. The familiar melody washed over the crowd, and soon, others joined in, their voices rising in a chorus of grief and gratitude. Tears flowed freely, but there was comfort in the shared song, a reminder that John's spirit lived on in their unity. Abe, Steve, and Shane took their places at the podium, each representing a different chapter of John's remarkable life. Steve spoke first, his voice thick with emotion. "John's last act was saving someone he loved," he said. "That's who he was, always putting others first. It's only fitting that he went out a hero." Abe followed, his deep voice steady but warm. "If you were in John's circle, you were family. And once you were family, you were never alone. That was his gift to us." Shane concluded the tributes, his words simple but profound. "John Black was a loyal friend and a true hero. We'll carry him with us always." Marlena, seated in the front row, listened to the tributes with a tear rolling down her cheek. She tried to maintain her composure, but the weight of her loss was overwhelming. John had been her partner, her confidant, her heart. Yet, as she listened to the stories of his courage and kindness, she felt a flicker of pride amidst the pain. John had lived a life that mattered, and that legacy would endure. ## a legacy of love. As the service drew to a close, the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a golden glow over the garden. The mourners stood, their faces a tapestry of sorrow and strength. They had come to say goodbye, but in doing so, they had reaffirmed the bonds that John had forged among them. His life had been a beacon, guiding them through darkness, and his memory would continue to light their way. For those who knew John Black, this day was not the end but a new beginning, a chance to honor his legacy by living with the same courage, devotion, and love that he had shown every day. As the crowd dispersed, some lingered by the urn, whispering their final farewells. Others embraced, finding solace in the shared weight of their grief. And in the quiet moments that followed, the spirit of John Black lingered, a reminder that true heroes never truly leave us.